Hello, welcome back to Breakfast Central. It's time to find out what big stories are making the headlines today. And joining us virtually, live from our Abuja studios, our spanking, brand new Abuja studios, as public affairs analyst and journalist, Dotun Ojon. Welcome to you, Dotun. And how's Abuja this morning?
Fantastic. I may have to just be coming to Abuja every Friday to do my beats, and it's just so beautiful right here.
Yeah, we can see it looks very good on you. Abuja looks good on you.
Mr. Ojon, you have to watch what you say. If not, we'll bar you from coming to Lagos.
We can dig deeper, but let's get straight to the newspapers. Let's start off with the Nigerian Tribune. The headline says, Ribadu Musa Kuka upbeat about end to terrorism. The writer says terrorism and banditry to end soon, says the NSA. Nigerians can now sleep with eyes closed, says the newly appointed Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, retired. And defense portfolio now in very good hands, says Matthew Kuka. I think that's a good place to start. There seems to be a renewed sort of vigor in dealing with insecurity following that declaration of the state of emergency by Mr. President. And we've also seen a few movements, changing of service chiefs, appointment of a new defense minister. Mr. Ojon, what do you make of all of this? Is it time to, are you optimistic and as upbeat as the CDS, as Bishop Kuka, and as the National Security Advisor, who says banditry and terrorism will end soon? Do you share the same optimism?
Yeah, I'm extremely optimistic. And I've said it repeatedly that the fight against terror anywhere in the world is not a fight of deadline. It's a fight of consistency. And again, one of the things that we've seen that the political class in Nigeria lacks over the years is what I call commitment. And you know, last week we were talking about the principle of commitment. And I said to you that if Boko Haramists or bandits have access to what Nigeria has access to, they will have taken over the nation. How come we have access to all of these things, this hardware, this expertise, this kind of people, and we are unable to crush it? That's the question of commitment. But with the new vigor in town, with the fact that somebody has seemingly spanked the government at the back of, what do you want me to say? And I'm extremely optimistic that with what they are doing now, we are going to get it right. I've never had issues with the ability of Nigeria to be able to defeat terrorism. The issue has always been that government comes, and I told you that political will is bigger than any expertise. So when there's no political will, from political will, we talk about body language. From political will, you can see budgetary provision. From political will, you can see the focus of government and all of these things put together. So if the political will is not there, you will not be able to achieve results. It doesn't matter whether you're fighting against malaria or you're fighting against terrorism. But with this new commitment, I'm extremely hopeful that we'll get to a point where we will know that at least we've been able to defeat these people. And the subject of security requires a lot of forward thinking. Because now, hardly can you get to any zone in Nigeria where you will not have a general that does not belong to the army. So as we are fighting terrorism, we must also be strategic to plan for the future so that when we defeat terrorism in the real sense of it, we will not have some other smaller groups to actually contend with. So it's a fight of strategy, it's a fight of commitment, it's a fight of consistency. And I think that from now we'll begin to see a whole lot of changes. And we will also continue to talk to the government to direct them on the right path. And we believe that beyond the 2027 election that everybody is running after now, we will have something to smile about at the end of the day.
Something to smile about, you say. But let's go back to the front page of that Nigerian Tribune. The newspaper we're looking at. There's another story I'd like you to touch on. Tinubu names Ibas, Dambazao, Sule Gambari, Enang as ambassadors, increases nominees to 68 and seeks Senate confirmation ASAP. What's your take on the return of Ibas, especially after what just happened in Rivers State?
His double return.
It seems to make Yeah.
envoy to Ghana, and also sole administrator in Rivers State, and also former chief of naval staff. He seems to be a favorite of the government.
Yeah, so one of the things that people shy away from politics, and you know I've been in the field before, is the aspect of compensation. Nobody wants to talk about it, but that's the reality about politics. You are just not going to... there was a governor being accused by EFCC, I think in 2004, of giving contracts to his friend. And his response was hilarious, but extremely meaningful. He said, do you want me to give contract to my enemies? So the real sense of it, the art of politicking as we know it, is about what have you done for me? And the best way to compensate you on anything you've done for the government is actually to have political appointments. So I'm not expecting that the government or the federal government would pick people from other countries, from Mars, from all other planets to come and be their ambassador. They are just going to pick from the people that are in their political class. But again, this has been the emphasis. This is my little problem with our own kind of politicking. Winners take all, where you have to continue to look within your political party, where you have to begin to look within your political associate, and you look away from people who you really do know have expertise to be able to solve some of our major problems. I'm not disappointed in the list. That's exactly what I'm expecting. Seeing Ibas was a bit unsettling for me, because you remember we talked about the issue. The only issue I have with him has been the issue of the budget he presented to the National Assembly. And he has also come out to say that, oh, they didn't give him relevant information. But the budget is the destiny direction of any state or nation. So you cannot put a project of 1 million for 10 billion and you will earn my respect. That's the only thing. Beyond that, I think it's political compensation, and those who are in the political room should actually taste from the political bread.
Okay, talking about tasting from the political bread and stew, the women are not left out. We've seen 3 former first ladies make this list. There's Lady Ohakim, Choma Ohakim. There's also Florence Ajimobi, and I believe there's one more, if I'm not mistaken. You rightly said it, that you're not going to appoint your enemies, but do these people have capacity to represent Nigeria in their various foreign missions? And also, do you think the names of the countries that they're designated to should have been attached so that the Senate can do a more thorough job in screening?
You know,
But hold your thoughts for a second, Mr. Dotun Ojon. We have Tony Eze on the line from Benue State, who wants to chime in and contribute to our discussion this morning. Hello, good morning, Mr. Eze.
Good morning.
All right.
I want to Minister, Minister of Defense. I think we should allow this man to work. Praising him while he has not worked is not the best thing. Let us allow him to work. In America, it is after action, people begin to talk about it. But in Nigeria, the moment person is giving a position, people will be praising, and at the end, the person will fumble. Let us allow him to work. We are in problem, especially in the Benue where I am. People can't come out because it is 7 p.m.
Mr. Eze there, but I mean, he has a point. The way they've been praising him, you think the terrorism has ended.
Even the terrorists put out a video. They were actually praising his appointment.
That's
I don't know if you
people say it was a headsman and they just painted him as a bandit. That's
what they said. Allegedly, though.
Yeah, allegedly. But Mr. Dotun Ojon, back to the political bread and stew. We have Mrs. Ajimobi, Mrs. Ohakim, and Mrs. Adebayo, former first ladies of states in Nigeria. Is he also part of party government, or their turn to eat in the political bread and stew, or the appointment was made fairly and squarely on competence and what they bring to the fore?
Okay, so I'm a bit uncomfortable with the stew that you're trying to add to my bread, because you remember what happened in Osun State some years back when the school feeding program, the government has given the contract that they should go and continue to feed the kids in school. But at the end of the day, what they were serving the kids were just loaf of bread with stew in it. So when I hear bread and stew, I become extremely uncomfortable. Okay. That's by the way. Now, you know, we had this conversation some years back, yes, I think last year, about the need for the executive or for the president to always put the ministry, if you're sending the name of ministerial nominees to the Senate, to the National Assembly, we had that conversation, and I don't know whether that has changed now. So I think it will have given them an opportunity to drill with direction. When you're drilling people with direction, you get the best out of them, because most often when you drill people without direction, you are not able to actually get whether they have the capacity to do some certain things or not. Usually, one man cannot know everything, and one man cannot know the philosophy of every nation and the policy direction of every country. So it will have been beautiful if we have the name attached to it. And coming to talk about women that are involved, I've seen the women that are involved, and all of them are professionals in their own right. Professionals in their own right. So I believe they have the capacity. But if the question is, oh, is it a party kind of government? The truth is that with what we have now, we'll still continue to pick people politically from the room. So I think it's an extension of what their husband has done, the involvement of their husband, or the contribution of their husband, or even in some cases themselves into the government. So we expect that Nigeria will not be doomed to the point that we will not have great people to represent us. And I want to just give them the benefit of the doubt this morning that they will be able to represent Nigeria very, very well. From the appointment of the new Minister of Defense, you have seen that virtually everyone wants this country to succeed, because people were happy, not because he has done anything. But I told you that in the concept of governance, one thing that has become a problem in Nigeria over the years is that people don't believe in their government. So if we have an appointment that people believe in, we can only be hopeful that this belief will lead to ability for the government to be able to rally the people around to fight terrorism. I've said it before, in philosophy, the 10% principle is in the fact that there will always be 10% of people in every community that want to take to crime. It is the duty of government to rally the remaining 90% against this 10%. But if the remaining 90% does not believe in the effort of government, there's no way the government can rally them. So we are seeing belief, we are seeing faith. And I believe that this set of people will also be able to go out there and represent Nigeria and clear all of this baggage of names that we have, of wrong name that we have, of Nigerians not behaving well, even when we have thousands and millions of Nigeria making exploits across the globe. So I believe something good is going to come out from the list.
All right, let's look at another newspaper very quickly. We've spent much time on Nigerian Tribune. Let's move on to another newspaper. Let's look at The Punch this time. Big diplomatic overall. Tinubu 65 envoy picks brace for Senate storm. 65, wow. If General Musa could spend 3 hours plus, I wonder how many hours will be spent on 65 of the envoy. Anyway,
they've not been giving portfolios, so
yes, that will be tougher.
They'll reduce the time.
Ex-Rivers administrator, 30 politicians, others make list, Senate to screen list in 1 week. Okay, yeah, 3 times, maybe 6 times 7. You do the calculation, do the math. Immigration, CG visits Kebbi, vows justice after checkpoint attack. Federal government sets December 20 deadline to pay contractors. VIO heads to Supreme Court after losing vehicle impoundment appeal. Let's take that, Mr. Dotun Ojon. I'm sure you've been in the eye of the storm with VIO either once or twice, or maybe in a lifetime or never, but you've heard the stories. And part of it is that the court has granted a lawyer and a public advocate or speaker who actually dragged them to court for impounding his vehicle in 2023. And the court says VIO does not have the right to impound vehicles and so on and so forth. So it's much more like a victory. But the VIO is saying, listen, We know we've lost this case here. The appellate court, we're going straight to the Supreme Court now to get the final verdict. But before you answer concerning the VIO, let's go to Abia State. We have a caller who's on the line. Good morning to you.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, Uche. Please go ahead and pick a story and touch on it very quickly.
Thank you for having me. The issue of a new Minister of Defense. Please, my plea is that the man will succeed. But let EFCC and ICPC help him to succeed. Let them look into all the account of generals in the army, those that are still serving, and the junior ones. Let them look into the account. Those that cannot explain the amount they have in the account, let EFCC grill them, because sabotage is going to come from there. If the man is serious to succeed, those people that cannot explain their wealth will sabotage the man. That is my own opinion and suggestion.
Thank you so much. Uche.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your talk. All right, Mr. Dotun Ojon, let's go straight to the VIO story.
I was driving into Lagos, and because on my driver's license I have my permanent address in Ondo State on it. So they parked me and they said, oh, I should bring out my paper. I did, and all of that. And immediately I brought out my driver's license. Immediately they cited the address and they saw Ondo State. They said it's fake. I told them they said it's fake. Before I knew it, somebody jumped into my vehicle and they drove my vehicle away. My vehicle spent about a week there before we were able to pay for demurrage and all of that, paid an amount and all of that, and I went. So because I did the process, a lot of people know the kind of person I am. I went through the process. So I got to Ondo State. How can this same body give you fake driver's license? They checked through. They said, you went through the process. We gave you an original, this thing is actually an authentic driver's license. And since that time, I have developed this internal grudge against the VIO. And I don't hide it. I've said it in fora. And I said it that you cannot be a prosecutor and a judge in your own matter. It's impossible. You remember, closely related to this is also another body in government that gives license to television and punish them and all of that. And the court is still sitting on their matter too. So in a democratic community, nobody can have the power to prosecute and to be a judge in his own case. So I believe that going to Supreme Court will actually lay this good precedence, because Nigerians, we just like to abuse power. And at every point in time, we point our hand to Aso Rock. But within our community where we are supposed to do what is right, we never get to do it. And I understand the fact that some motorists can be extremely chaotic. I understand the fact that there's no reason why you should drive a vehicle that the number has expired. I understand all of these things. But once we call it democracy, it's about process. So you cannot jump the process to the product. What you will get will be a substandard product. So what VIO has been serving, in my opinion, is substandard product, because you cannot actually prosecute. You will arrest, you prosecute, you judge, you write fine. That is ridiculous. And I think it's something that should not continue.
Absolutely. And also, speaking about VIO, it would also be nice for them to, focus on commercial vehicles and also cars that are not roadworthy, like some police cars.
Buses.
Some police cars lack signals, they lack brake lights, they are not roadworthy. They should also stop and make sure that
they impound those vehicles.
And impound those vehicles. After all, we're all equal before the law.
Dotun wants to say something, though.
Yes.
Yes, like a vehicle is driving in front of you, you can see that this one does not even have, what do they call it, light, nothing. And they are leaving that vehicle to run after some private vehicle. And you're wondering that, see, in terms of percentage, in terms of safety, in terms of security on the road, the number of people in any community conveyed by public transport is more than the ones being conveyed by private vehicles. So when you want to talk about roadworthiness, you're talking about the security of life of the people. So your attention first should be on the commercial vehicle. So, but I don't know the miracle. I don't know the synergy between VIO and commercial vehicle. Maybe those ones are just above the law. Maybe there's some kind of communal meetings that go on behind the scene that we do not know. They never get to consult. It's even worse in Lagos. You see some of these, they are big vehicles, white, some of them white, some of them red color, and they drive and you're wondering, how are these vehicles conveying human beings? 20 sitting, 300 standing. And you look at them, they just drive, no stop sign. They don't have, what do they call, sign to trafficate, or what do they call those things. They don't have any of those things. And VIOs just look away to continue to run after vehicles. It's ridiculous. We cannot continue to ridicule our government institution in the way VIO has behaved over the years. And this is a truth that has to be said. My friend was going, let me wrap up with this story. He was driving to, I think, Ilupeju area of Lagos. So they stopped him and he told them that, oh, my paper just expired today. So I am actually going to your office to fix it. They impounded the vehicle. At the end of the day, they collected something from him and he left. They never knew he was going to tweet at the former governor of Lagos. So he actually sent a tweet at him. He was with me when the VIO man was calling. I was saying it to Yoruba, do you want to send me away from my job? Do you want to send me away from my job? This has been the practice over the years. When we talk about corruption, our attention should just shift a bit from governmental corruption to minor civil service kind of corruption, private sector kind of corruption that is giving Nigeria a bad name. Like I said, this is going to Supreme Court to be tested. And at the end of the day, I think the right thing will be done at the Apex Court.
Well, we look forward to wrap up this conversation because Sam Dandy is around the corner to bring to us the entertainment update. But let's wrap things up. Let's go to our final paper, Daily Independent. Very quickly, just one story there. We'd like to take your views on that. Reps suspend consideration of constitutional amendment bills. Appeal court affirms VIO's counting power. We've talked about that. I'll do whatever it takes to secure Nigeria, General Musa says. But there's a big one here. Tinubu has started 2027 campaign while citizens languish in captivity. ADC shouts. I don't know if you've seen those that picture.
As a follow-up on that, at the bottom, Obi slams Tinubu over campaign vehicles, says it's profoundly insensitive.
Let's see the videos. Let's show you some clips of the videos, Dotun Ojon, if you haven't seen them. The videos have been circulating online. It's brought back again. These vehicles are not in any way cheap.
Brand
they are
new
expensive.
Vehicles.
I mean, that's why we started the show.
Prado SUVs.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you make of this?
Now I understand
that's Eagle Square in
why you were
Abuja, by the way.
Now I understand why you were suspicious of me being in Abuja this morning.
Yes, well, I just wondering if you're an ambassador, we don't know.
I'm not here to get my own vehicle, but truth be told, one of the major issues we have in Nigeria is that we, the people, have not understood the pattern of politicking. First, 2 years into any administration, either at state level or at federal level, governance seems to be on suspension. Now, the only way to pay people who get elected into office and they suspend governance is on the day of election. But you know what happens? Our own brain seems to go on recess on the day of election until we have elected the wrong set of people into office. It is then we seem to press a reset. So when people behave in this certain way, we must not show our helplessness. We are what makes democracy tick. So if Nigerians are tired of this pattern, number one, some politicians, and I take responsibility for this, we directly or indirectly introduce insecurity 2 years into one administration. 2 years into one administration, politicking will send governors on holiday. We cannot continue this pattern. And I think it's high time we told those who need to listen that we elect people for a 4-year tenure, and you must at least give us 3.5 years of those tenure of good governance. So I don't have problem if you are campaigning and governance is not on recess. But if your politicking will affect the essence of your election, then I have to frown at that. And that's the only thing I have issues with.
Thank you so much, Dotun Ojon. Always a pleasure. And we looking forward to having you back in our Lagos studio. We don't want Abuja people to hijack you for now. Okay. Thank you very much and enjoy your weekend.
Enjoy yourself.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You're watching Breakfast Central. We're going on a quick break, and when we return, there's so much to cover as we are in the Dirty December month. We'll bring you entertainment update with one of the best to ever do it, Samuel Ojo, aka Sam Dandy. Stick around.